Hello there, this is Ron Wills, and I'm back at you again with yet another video. Today, I want to talk about creating narratives for thinking black men. Yeah, now previously I discussed, thinking black men, creating networks, business networks, and things of that nature. And I briefly touched upon the art that we could create, and primarily the stories we could create about ourselves. Look, here's the thing. One of the issues that we have out there is that we really don't see the image of the thinking black men in our media. Other than the infamous Steve Urkel or the Carlton Banks, stuff like that. And actually, there's been plenty of shows that would have that thinking black man in it, but they're always as the sidekick or, incredibly, geeky or something, or the sexless black man, you know, never like the cool brother or something. No, one of the things we need to do, and this is both for propaganda reasons and for economic empowerment. The propaganda, and I've said this in several of the Thinking Man videos, is we have to create that image of the thinking black man, and we have to create the heroic image of that man. Solving problems, doing what he can, getting some pussy. And I'm dead serious on that one. There's a prominent science fiction writer, and I won't mention his name because I don't know how he feel about his name being mentioned in the context of these videos. And I wouldn't, I respect him enough to ask him first. But he had pointed out, like, just in the image of black men in general in like TV series and stuff, they usually kind of sexless, even the like quote unquote alpha male types, you know. So in that regard, he was really concerned about that overall image. Now me, I'm concerned about the image of the black man that's using his brain. Now, one of the things we can do right now is we can do stuff, we can create those stories. Like several of y'all now, I can tell from just the comments, can put together some stories. Just some fiction. And because one thing about fiction, it doesn't have to be just something dumb, but you can tell a story with it, but you can also program. You can put that image out there. And there's already writers out there doing some stuff. It's just a matter of maybe inserting a different type of character into it, because it's usually the heroic type of character, but just showing that guy just, well, doing what I said, kicking ass and getting a woman, and really just being in general positive. Now, with the writers, it's easy now. It's actually easier now probably to publish like some type of book, fiction or nonfiction, than it was maybe 15 years ago. So it's actually easy. One thing I would say, all of the writers who are listening to this video, start working on some stuff. Start working on some stories. It could be short stories, novellas, which is a novel of it, that goes out to at least 50 pages. Major novels. Start getting that together, and there's plenty of platforms online now that you can actually put together a book, publish it without spending very little of your own money. It's not like it used to be. And y'all can hit me up privately to ask, and I'll send y'all the links and everything to certain sites. It's a very good deal. But you want to get that image out there. We have we have a lot of comic book artists and writers and stuff like that. The same thing that can publish books, same platforms can probably publish comic books. And actually, when you have stuff like that, um, you know, those narratives, they do program somebody. And a lot of young guys who are coming up, they can read those books, they can look at those comics or um, whatever type of media, and they can see themselves, and other people can see it. And that does program, because media in general, and maybe I'll do a bigger video on it. Media in general, and the images you see, definitely program people. It gives them an idea. It tells them that this image is possible, this person is possible, even if they know it's fiction and stuff. The subconscious doesn't distinguish between reality and fiction. It takes whatever it sees as true. And just putting the stories out there. And see, it goes beyond that, because one of the things, and I've said this in a couple of Thinking Black Man videos, it would be great to see a web series with the Thinking Black Man as a hero. We're talking web series, we're talking maybe short feature films. I'll put a call out to all the Thinking Black men who are filmmakers. Now, you know how powerful, like nowadays, and things are so easy. See, that's the beauty of the technology we have now. It's not like it used to be, where you had to spend all this money. I mean, I know a young lady who made a very good short film with her iPhone. Now, I know the professional filmmakers, they probably cringe and stuff, but that's my whole point, is we can create those stories. And the thing is, all of this actually not only puts out positive images that we control. Because see, that's the main thing. One of the main things the Thinking Black Man has to put out images we can control. Because on a deep level, well, I'll get into that in a second. I just want to go. Let me finish this first point and stuff about just where we can go with the media. Because you think about it, just the simple act of creating a story about a thinking black man where he is the protagonist. Like, you could start just with that story, but you actually create economic empowerment for others. It's like, just online, since so many things are ebooks. Maybe somebody else could be a part of some type of affiliate program, and they can help promote that book. Or they can help promote that image. And that story, or somebody does that story, it can lead to web series, movies, feature films. And just with the internet now, internet TV now, I mean, you can create something. You can create a whole new network. And see, that's too. Oh man, there's so many places you can go with it. You can get some thinking black men with some money, maybe come together, create an internet TV network where you have several shows, fiction, stories, maybe some talk shows and whatever, just featuring thinking black men and discussing topics that are pertinent to us. And the most important thing that's doing, not only just creating jobs, but it's creating our narrative. It's talking about things from our point of view. See, and the point I was alluding to earlier, if you have to think about it, I thought about this earlier today. Earlier today, I was watching a basketball game. I was watching my college basketball team. Basically get spanked by a school I don't like to mention. But I thought about it, like the popular image of black men in the media is usually either a negative one, or of the black entertainer or black athlete. And if you really think about it, it's like that's the comfortable image for all of society or Western culture. That black man is either entertaining them, through singing and dancing, or through playing sports, because that's really a form of entertainment, you know. And this culture really, it doesn't get a sense of that black man who's kicking ass using his brain. In fact, there was a cartoon on years ago. It was on Disney. It was called Fillmore, and it was about this black kid. Like he was like a safety patrol at this elementary school. Bald headed kid, had glasses and stuff, and he was just he was a sharp kid, real smart. But you'd be hard pressed to find that on any type of reruns or anything. And I remember someone I knew sent an email to the creator of the show, and was wondering why the show wasn't on anymore, and it was just some political stuff. Like, look it up. It's called Fillmore, and if I can find a link to the show or something like that, I'll put that in the description box, or just telling y'all about it. But we need stuff like that. We need stuff like that. So I'm putting out a call to the thinking black men. Let's not be a situation where I do these videos and we just get in comments and say we got to do this or that. Let's do it. So I'm calling for the writers. I'm calling for the writers. I'm calling for the brothers who may know how to do animation. I'm calling for the filmmakers. Start creating the narrative now. Start doing it. And the character don't have to be honestly, the characters don't have to be like just that quote unquote nerd type of character. It can be anybody. But the key ingredient is that they are using their brain for something that is presenting a different image. It's showing a black man solving a problem, thinking about it. Because we want to create those stories. We want to create that. It's interesting. We can talk about something like Dragon Ball Z, but that's the Japanese creating their narrative. Think about it. That's their hero. We have to create ours. And like I said, there's been some brothers out there. They've created comic books and stuff like that. We just have to be active in just doing that, keeping that going, and not just creating it, but people who maybe not be the creators support it. Find the good stuff to support. That's another thing too. Let's not just put out shit. Let's not just put out whatever and think, oh, okay, I have a thinking black man in this story, or I have a thinking black man in this film. I should just be supported. No. It's not good enough. I'm going to just say it straight up. It's not good enough just to write the stories. We have to put out quality shit. We have to put out quality shit. If we're going to do a story, that shit needs to be sharp. It don't have to be like, worthy of a Nobel Prize or anything. But it has to be something where somebody reading it like, oh, okay, this is a good story. If we putting out animation or comics or films, web series, that shit has to be good. Because that's the thing about art in general. And that's something I'm gonna get it. I'm throw a little conspiracy in there with y'all. That is one thing that the elites do with artists. That's why some artists make a lot of money, because they can program somebody. I mean, even a painting. I mean, that's another way too. If you just can do still art, like a painting, it's very powerful. Like I had a couple pictures of It was done by a brother, and I bought the pictures specifically for my sons, and they were just so powerful looking black men. But it was the whole vibe of just being strong, being intelligent, and all that. That can be done. And the beauty of it is, like I said, people already doing it. But I'm just saying, step it up. Let's get organized. One day, hey, we could have a collective of writers and artists and stuff, and we all moving together. Think about it. If you have about maybe a core group, an organization, 100, 200, 300, like just thinking black men who are writers and artists, filmmakers, all moving as one in a certain direction. You know. In fact, for those who have stuff, hey, holler at me in the comments. Shoot, we might be able to get something done. We might be able to get something started right now. Let's come together. you know, like someone would say, let's come together like Voltron. So anyway, that's it. That's it for today. Let's just go ahead and create that narrative, okay? For thinking black men. Let's move this thing along. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.